Hello, my most amazing artist. Today we are going to work on our pumpkins that we started last week. We're just going to jazz these up a little bit. It's not going to take very long. The first thing that we are going to do is make our pumpkins stand out a little bit more. So mine stands out pretty good, I feel like. But the first thing I want you to do is get a color that you might see on a pumpkin. I got orange here. We're using oil pastels today. And we're just going to kind of add some more color on top of our starch. So you might add some oranges, some yellows, just to make this a little bit more bold. I noticed some of you guys, the starch got a little bit messy and your pumpkin started to, it's hard to see your pumpkin. So I'm going to just add a little bit of this. I really liked that one little yellow area, so I'm leaving that. Now, my oil pastel is going down here by the paper, so I am going to peel a little bit of this paper off and I will throw it in the garbage can. And I'm going to add, oops, my oil pastel broke, that's okay. I'm going to add a little bit more orange. So I'm just going in and sort of adding some brighter, more vibrant colors than what I had. And I can take some yellow and add some yellow in as well. I said I liked that little bit of yellow there so I could mix my oil pastels. But I'm just going to make this stand out a little bit more. And it does sort of cover up what you already have. That's okay. But I'm just going to add, just a little bit. And then in the background, I'm going to add some details. So let me show you what that will look like. And you'll notice I'm coloring the sections that I drew last week. So I drew my 0 and then my forward C and backward C. And I'm coloring in those sections so that my pumpkin will continue to look like a pumpkin. Now I thought it might be fun in the background to use a white oil pastel and a black oil pastel and just add some designs. So let's just see what I mean. So I am going to take my oil pastel and I think I'm going to start by just drawing some vertical lines. If you wanted to draw a face on your pumpkin, you could do that with black oil pastel. It would look like a jack-o'-lantern. But I think I'm just going to draw some vertical lines here, going around my pumpkin. And I think what I want to do is add some designs in these lines. And I'm going to leave the bottom part alone for right now. So remember, we drew this line to be where the ground was. So I think I'm just going to do some patterns. I'm going to do some stars, and I might do some zigzag lines. I think I'm going to mix up my white and black because I think that might look kind of cool. So that's sort of how my pattern's going to be. I'm going to do a line of black, a line of white, and then I may do some diagonal lines. And all of this is going to go behind my pumpkin, so I'm not going to do any of these lines on top of my pumpkin. And then I might do some vertical lines, or maybe even like a little checkerboard. And maybe I'll just repeat those 3 things, or those 4 things, so I don't do too much. So now I'm going to do stars again. And I'm just creating this pattern. Zigzag line. This one's going to be that little checkerboard line. And this was a diagonal line. And this is just kind of jazzing up my picture, making it more interesting to look at. So stars, zigzag line. I'm not going to finish all the way across right now because I want to show you what I'm going to do at the bottom. So now that I did these vertical lines at the top, you can see I'm just sort of jazzing up the background. This kind of looks like wallpaper behind my pumpkin. And I chose black and white because they're contrasting colors, and I know it'll help make everything pop. So now what I want to do, since I used the black lines to separate up here, I think I'm going to draw some white lines, and I'm going to draw the lines down here. And they don't have to be perfect. Mine are not perfectly straight. So I might still do the same patterns, but I might do them with the white line on the white line. So I'm going to do that, and I'll do my little star pattern again. And I'm just having fun with this. I'm just adding patterns, adding lines, and just trying to have fun with it. Just changing the direction of things so that my eyes will see it better. I'm going to finish this, and then I'll just show you what it looks like when it's completely done. So you be thinking about what you might want to do with yours. Okay, so I'm almost done, but I did want to show you guys that the black oil pastel will color right on top of the orange. So there's no need to try to do the black first because it will go right on top of the orange and it will color in solid. So if you want to make a jack-o'-lantern face, save that into the end after you've done your oil pastel on your pumpkin, because if you try to do the black first, it will mess up your project, like bad, okay? Because the black will try to mix with the orange, and that won't look really good. It'll get all smudgy. So save the black face until the very end. I'm going to finish coloring mine in real quick, and then I'm going to hold this bad boy up and show you guys what it looks like. I think it looks really fun, and I'm just kind of pressing in hard. Anytime you use oil pastels, you want to press down really hard. So you want to try not to break the oil pastel, but you want to press down pretty hard, get good coverage. Okay, so mine is complete. I've got my big pumpkin with a face. My pumpkin is really bold and it stands out. I've got my different patterns in the background. So when you do your patterns in the background, use black and white. And so you should really only be using like black, white, orange, yellow, and maybe a brown for your stem. So black, white, orange, and yellow, brown. And make yourself some different patterns so that maybe this looks like wallpaper and this looks like a tablecloth. And I hope you have fun. Are you going to give your pumpkin a scary face or a funny face? I can't wait to see what y'all make today.